license or had a driver's license at one point.
I don't
And
think
what
you
the
ever did.
courts say is that if you've had one and you haven't rescinded it, then that's the problem, because you signed a contractual agreement with the state that you would
It is.
abide by all the ORSs.
Right.
I don't have a contractual agreement with the state of Oregon whatsoever. So I'm really outside of the jurisdiction of Oregon itself, because there is no...
Have you ever been stopped in Oregon by someone?
Yeah. That's why I've had to file these in one.
But that's not Oregon, that's
No,
Washington
this was
State.
Washington. Yeah, no.
Washington State.
That's what I say. I've got more in here. So that's,
You've been stopped in Oregon. You got a
Yeah.
citation for no license on one?
Yes, sir. Yeah, state police, and I had to go down to the Salem Justice Court, and I won in that one.
You won in the state. Do you have that information here?
No, not
Okay.
with me right now. But I do have that one because it was in a... I ended up actually just charging jurisdiction, or bringing up the jurisdiction aspect, that they have no jurisdiction because there is no contractual agreement within the state whatsoever, and that there was no verified complainant, right? So if there's no verified complainant whatsoever, meaning one of the public to complain against me, how can a charge be brought against me? Because you work for the corporation.
Yes, I do.
See what I'm saying?
I do.
So you can't necessarily complain for one of the people. And so that's how they took care of it.
How's it going, everyone? I'm getting on here for a few minutes on this video. I suppose I want to I'll give a little bit of a shout out for something, and then I want to address this card for a minute that I talked about in another video, and then I want to take a look at a couple of comments that I received and explain those. First of all, I want to give a shout out couple of people, Jason and Greg, old friends of mine from way back in school, and I just one, Jason got a hold of me because he couldn't find my link to my YouTube channel, which I'm finding out a lot of people putting the stuff in and it's hard to find my stuff. But anyway, so he went on there, he seen one of my things going around on Facebook and said, got a hold of me and let me know his thoughts that about he's seen this what's going on with me, and it pulled at him, and he wants to let me know he's supporting. So I appreciate that, Jason. We go way back, way back. I remember serving detention one time for anyways that's cool. But you put me at 76 subscribers, so I mean that's got a long way to go now, but 76, I like that number. That's a good number for me. I always liked it. Right, year I was born, and of course our freedom, 1776. That's not the actual year, but we'll take it, right? Anyway, so we're at 76. So my next goal for subscribers is to get at least 1900 or 1700 more, right? 1776. That's my next goal, to hit the 1776. So I need 1700 more. Anyways, but I appreciate that, Jason. You put me at 76 subscribers and checking my stuff out. And one thing, because some of the stuff I talk about on my videos is this. Why I appreciate this, shows you who your people are. Like I said, me and Jason go way back, but some of his views and some of the stuff I talk about on my videos, I'm sure would be he might not agree with, and that just goes to show where but yeah, he's watching open-mindedly and taking at heart the real issue that's going on with me right now. And whereas there's a lot of the Christian people out there, and I talk about Christian views, and the Christian people get offended by stuff I say. Well, anyways. And then Greg, he's an old friend too. I seen a post where somebody shared one of my videos where I was up here in town heckling somebody when somebody got pulled over, doing a little audit on that traffic stop, and Greg stepped in there and said, he's known me for a long time, and I've always stood up for others, and I appreciate that, because that shows that that it's noticed, and I mean, just to me, like, I don't need it noticed or blabbed all over the place, but just that, because when you do that, and then a lot of times you feel like, well, man, what's it matter if people don't even, but it's not, I stand up against what's wrong, and it don't mean I'm never wrong. It don't mean that I don't sometimes or haven't in the past maybe done things that weren't so much fair to somebody else. But when I see it and know it, I do stand up for others, and that's just, you know, I just want to throw that out there. It's a testament to my character, who I am, and that's a little bit about my case here. I wouldn't be arguing and taking things this far in my own case if I did not see the injustice there, and I'm trying to help others see the injustice. And maybe at the end of this, I'll do an update on where we're at with rock bottom, you know, and show more of this injustice. But anyway, so I wanted to throw out those shout outs there, and you know, my appreciation for that. I really appreciate that. And then I want to talk about these cards that I've talked about in my other videos, and that this part isn't so much that matters, it's what's on the back of them. And I'll this card here, if they scan that, it takes them to my website. And pretty much what this card is, it's not like some magic ticket, but I'll give, you know, I'm giving these out, and if anyone's living like further away, then I can hand deliver it to you. If you see me around anywhere, or you're a friend of mine, let me know. And you know, some of my friends that I have been in contact with, I sometimes forget to give these, but I'll leave them around at certain places I stop at. And so if you see one laying around, pick it up. It's something you need, and you don't necessarily need it. It's important, kind of. And there's other people doing similar things, and you can copy this by all means. And I'm gonna make an updated one when the time is right. I had these made when I was still working, before things got this bad. And well, I had these made for other issues. It wasn't supposed to, but this is how it's going now anyways. But what's on the back of this is what's important, and that's what you need to know about. So when you have this card, you know, because I tell in the one video, you hand this to the officer, or, you know, whatever, your public servant or whatever, because it's for all purposes. So if you're dealing with, because I'm telling you, the best thing when you're dealing with police or whatever, any public servants, the right to remain silent. Always use the right to remain silent. But you also have the right not to, and that's on you, how you want to approach it. Okay, your best bet is to remain silent, but maybe you're an auditor or somebody else, and which is, the auditors can, you know, and there is a few doing similar like this, like Chile does the trifold. He's on Delete Laws, and this is just something I already had made up before, and before my videos really. This goes back, but I've been holding on to them until all this went down. Now I've been handing them out. But, and you can make a same one, but if they scan that, it takes them, you know, these violations will be reported to this media outlet, and anyone, and so that's my thing. When you get pulled over, you hand this card and you record. As soon as them lights come on behind you, you hit the record button. Always record your interactions with the police, always, because anything you say can and will be used against you. But also, as it says on this card, down here, anything you or I say can and will be held against us. You know, when you're recording, you're protecting yourself from the lies they tell, because officers do lie all the time, and in fact, a lot of their job is to lie, and they're immune from lying. From, you know, there's no law against them lying to you. So recording is very important. But you hand them this, but you want to know what's on this yourself. You know, I reserve all of my rights. That's the first thing on there. You want to understand that for yourself. You want to understand this stuff for yourself. You're not just going to hand this card and you're not. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a battle with them or anything else, but you're going to hand them this card when they interact with you, and you're going to use your right to remain silent, most likely, unless you're, you know, like I say, it's on you how you want to handle it. But they'll read this, and you already know what's on it, you know. So my speech is protected. I can say anything I choose, right? So, you know, I mean, like, if you're using your right to remain silent, don't speak. But if you're not, and you're going to say whatever, be careful what you say, because it will be used against you, of course. And even if what you are saying you don't think is something that can be used against you, they will twist it to their favor, I assure you. And the point is, so they're going to read that, and it's other stuff on there. So, you know, it tells you about, I do not consent to any search or seizure, all these different things on there. I have a right to record our interactions. I do not have to speak to you. I can say it out loud or show you this card. I remain silent. So, you know, they're going to read this and they're going to understand it. But the thing is, you got to understand this too. It doesn't mean you're going to get out of anything, but it's going to be helpful to begin with. And they're going to know that you're going to submit your recording of what went down. And I invite anyone, if you have your recordings of your interactions with police, go ahead and send them to me. And I'll help you, you know, if you got some, I mean, not just you got pulled over, no big deal or whatever, but and it went down. I mean, if you got successful cases, then fine. But that's what this is, you know. And if you're out of the area, you can send me like I'm gonna say like a $2 donation on Cash App, and you know, you gotta leave me your mailing address, and I'll mail it right out to you. The $2 donation just to cover the cost, to, you know, whatever. And then and that's in the Cash App's in the description, down in the description. And anyways, you can contact me at admin@americauncensored.net for more information about these cards if you're not in the area. But if you see me around, hit me up. I'll hand it give you, if you're in the area, you know, we can meet up and I'll hand you one. It's no big deal. Keep your eyes open. A lot of times I leave them laying around. But you know, you're letting that, you know, you want to know, you want to have this card and you want to know everything that's on it and have it known to yourself that about your rights. And then when you hand this, they're gonna, you know, you're not just gonna hand it and then they're gonna, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, they're still gonna, we'll get into how to use them better, more into that some other time. But that's what I wanted, because somebody did leave a comment about wanting one of these cards. And you know, so by all means, you know, I've had, that's what they're for, you know. And so then otherwise, I wanted to talk about some comments. And one thing about, I'm gonna make an updated one of these cards. I'm gonna make two different ones, and one's gonna be specifically about the right to drive, right to travel, okay, without a driver's license. And there's people that see me as crazy saying that, and especially when you can't get your own people to even understand it. But the truth is, and because, you know, good luck fighting that in court, but the truth is, it is your right to travel without a driver's license. And so the comments, you know, hold on a second here, I'll try to pull it up. So this will be going on, like, I suppose it was maybe a short I uploaded with where I was in town here and found officer pulled somebody over, and I was yelling out there to the guy that was pulled over, because the whole deal was he didn't have a driver's license. Now I'm gonna say that it went down, you know, I'm not gonna say that every officer we have around here is terrible and everything's going down terrible. And actually, in my experience and from mostly what I'm seeing, the city police are a little more pleasant than the rest of them in Defiance. And that's not completely innocent or anything like that. Like in Rob Schaefer's case, they're in the wrong. And but you know what they did with this guy, and maybe it's because I helped him once I got out there with the recording, and that's what we all need to do. You know, if I'm pulled over, by all means, I want to see people out there recording this stuff too, because they see not only am I recording it, but other people are. They're going to be a little more careful with what they do. And I was shouting out this guy's rights to him. And so when I realized what was going on and decided that I was going to film it, is I walked as soon as the officer was giving the guy sobriety test or whatever, you know, he had him out of the car and all that stuff. And as soon as I lifted up my camera, I didn't even have it turned on yet. He had the guy get back in his car, dropped what he was doing with that, and ended up giving him a ticket for driving without a license. So technically, I tried to explain to this guy, but he, I mean, hopefully he, you know, I told him how he can get a hold of me if he wants to reach out to me, but technically he can beat that. He was traveling, and that's what I want to get to is, and we'll make another video on this more later probably, because like I said, my situation with the way things are going on, it's hard for me to get all the proper research out there. I've done research into this, and there's information out there, and there's people successfully doing it, and there's traveling without a driver's license. And that's so on that comment, I'll post a screenshot of it, but the commenter says, if you are operating a motor vehicle, you need a license. If you are walking, riding a bike, or using some other form of non-motorized transportation, you don't need it. That's a general consensus, and people think that they know the law just because they understand that, and that's very much wrong. Okay, this is the confusion. You know, if you want to go on there and read I'll show the screenshots or whatever, but I said courts have defined a motor vehicle as commercial transportation. Driving has been defined as using public roads in commerce. If you are acting in private capacity and your automobile is your private property, then you are free to travel. You are free to travel with your private property. And maybe I'll try to find a screenshot of some court cases and throw them up there. I'll leave them in the links if I remember, and leave in the description, and where you can read some of these court cases that have ruled in favor of what I'm saying. And anyways, he goes on arguing with me, and you know, he says, no, and commercial is most likely referring to you bought it. He's saying most likely, he doesn't even know. Okay, so he's trying to tell me, this commenter, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot, but you're sadly mistaken, because you're wrong. Because the truth is, you have rights granted to you by God, and one of those rights, and protected by the Constitution of the United States, and we have to stand on those rights. Like my situation that's going on, and how bad it is for me right now, is because I'm standing on my rights, and people, there's people that think I should, you know, handle some things differently or whatever, and just look the other way at what they've done to me. And these are my rights, and you are not going to step on my rights, and we are losing our rights because nobody's standing up for them, and for our own selves or for others. And that's where I'm coming in. I'm not doing this just for me. I already said that in another video, but a license is for a profession. That's what, who does not understand that? Anyone, if you're able to operate YouTube, you should be smart enough to understand that. We are living in a republic, and that's, first of all, this is not a democracy. And that's going to get to my next commenter in a minute here for what I'm saying. Okay, this is a republic. The United States is a republic. We are not a democracy. We are a republic, and we have our rights, individual rights, and each one of us are born with the right to travel from here to there, wherever. We are born with that right to travel with our property, and the Constitution acknowledges this. A license is for a profession. Okay, if I am not driving professionally and I'm just traveling with my property, I do not need a driver's license, and that's just all it is to it. And I don't know what people don't, a fishing license, a hunting license. A license is for a profession, okay? A doctor needs a license, okay? Because they are, you know, right? A lawyer needs a license, and a mechanic needs to be licensed, you know, whatever, stuff like that, right? you know, not everything is you absolutely have to be licensed to do. But if you're a profession, that's what the license is for. Your driver's license is if you are driving professionally. And I understand that you might get some pushback from the courts, and you especially get court pushback from the officers trying to do this to you. But when you learn, and that's why I'm gonna make another video later on when I'm able to do a better video about it, when you learn this and learn how to stand on it, you can beat it in court. Okay, because the courts have already, the higher courts have already declared this to be true. You just got to understand the wording, and you got to understand how to present this stuff in court. And there's different, and what court is, there's a lot of different things. And that brings me to the next comment. This guy says, and you know, hopefully maybe you're subscribed to me. Hopefully I'm not trying to push anybody away, and I'm not trying to be come off wrong when I respond back. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm just a matter-of-fact person. That's how I am in my life. A lot of people get upset with me and think that I'm this or that, acting this, you know, but the truth is I'm simply hold on a second. Gosh. So I'm simply just being matter of fact about stuff. I gotta do something about this stuff. Anyway, right? So I'm just being matter of fact about stuff, and matter of fact, you know, is that you do not need a hunting license. You do not, if you're doing it for your own personal reason. You know, you're hunting for your own personal food. You have that right. You was born with that right. Okay. So I have watched just about everything you have posted so far, and have yet to see this corruption you're always complaining about. The officers in your other videos couldn't have been more respectful and professional, even though the onslaught of attitude from you. Maybe if you backed up off the ignorant sovereign citizen drive, you might get somewhere with law enforcement. You want to meet some bad curious chips, come down here to Kentucky. We have plenty of that. Deserve attention. Okay, I mean, I appreciate that. If I could get down to Kentucky right now, I can't do that. I mean, I got no problem. I'll go all over. That's my problem. What I was investing in before these videos, the way I'm doing them now, you know, so like I thank all my subscribers for hanging on through some of these videos. I'm trying to do what I can, but they got my hands tied on a lot of stuff right now. But my plan is to get out there and do proper videos for a lot of stuff, and you know, and not just about my case, and not just, and it wasn't to condemn these guys. My plans originally weren't until they acted against me, and then I still was trying to be quiet about it until they refused to step into honor and wanted to make things worse for me the more I fought for myself. It's just ridiculous. At what point do they say, okay, we're wrong, okay, this is enough? The point, okay, let me stay on track here. So if you watch just about all my videos, how could you not see the corruption? And how could you not understand that situation in me? Because I assure you, that's how I replied, you know, I appreciate your viewing, you know, you can, anyways, violating oaths, violating rights, charging and jailing people with no crimes committed, for profit, lawyer working in cahoots with prosecutor and judge, sheriff's office committing armed robbery, judge issuing all unlawful orders, judge beholden to the banks, and all the above working to force a person homeless and jobless. All of these are forms of corruption. Okay, and so I don't understand what people don't understand about what corruption is. Everything they have done to me is corruption. Like I started out with other people helping me when I started investing into my company. It was before anything even happened to me. And the thing was an investigation into corruption. And, you know, it just so happens they acted against me. So at the moment, because my hands are tied on I'm trying to communicate with other people and get to their cases and talk about theirs too. But they're tying my hands on a lot of this stuff. They don't want me getting it all out there public. They do not want their names out there public. and they don't want us to see what's going on right here in Defiance County, Ohio. And what's going on here is probably happening around your area too. I'm talking about the quiet corruption going on, all this stuff that we see these auditors and I mentioned that already before. I'm not trying to cut down on what they're doing, but we need to dig even deeper, and some of them are or whatever. But so everything that's gone on in my case alone is proof of corruption. That's all corruption. They're corrupt at heart, and so that's my point there. But then also the sovereign citizen crap. Nothing I'm doing right now, nothing I have released yet has done anything to do with sovereign, free man, natural citizen, anything. Okay, yes, we are a natural born citizen, whatever. Nothing I'm doing is talking about that yet. What I'm talking about is just what's right and wrong within the law. And if you think because I'm saying you have a right to travel you do not have to have a driver's license to go from here to there in your own property, if you think that that's a sovereign citizen or free man thing, you're mistaken. Oh, yes, those people that's involved in that stuff do also acknowledge that. That's just a part of it. But it don't belong to the sovereign citizen movement. It belongs to the republic, to our rights under the Constitution. We just have that right, okay? What else am I saying about how to handle things in court? And everything I'm talking about, nothing I'm standing on so far is the sovereign citizen or free man or natural man movement. None of that. I'm talking about I have rights and you violated my rights. Okay? They violated my due process rights. Those are rights. Okay? If standing on my constitutional rights makes me a sovereign citizen, then so be it. But it makes anyone ignorant for seeing against that. And I don't mean no offense. If I say ignorant and stuff like that and it strikes you, I don't mean no offense to anyone. That's the point of what I'm doing here, is to try to open the eyes of others and on different subjects. And here lately some of it has been certain Christian views, but basically it's within our government and within the law. And within the law is our rights. The Constitution is the law. If I'm saying that we're in a republic and the Constitution is the law and that makes me a sovereign citizen, so be it. But that's not true. Nothing I'm saying is sovereign citizen. Does not belong purely to the sovereign citizen. Not that they don't use this in their movement. Yes, they do. But, that's all subjects for different subjects, different videos. I just want to mention that and point out that that's not what's going on here. And then so otherwise I guess that's all I really want to say about that right now. But then we have the update what's going on with me. Okay, so like I said, what they're doing is it's just wrong. It's just wrong. To this day, today is Sunday the 24th, and it is now over a month that they have stolen all of my property, everything except my vehicle and my dog, and a few other things that I would not leave without, but they would not allow me to have my stuff. What they've done is unlawful. Nothing they have done to me is within the law. The Constitution is the law. Nothing they have done to me is within the law. The Sheriff's Department is acting outside of the law, and they're getting away with it because all the other elected officials around here want to say nobody has authority over them. So what are you to do about it? Stuff I'm trying to share is real. It's real stuff that should work, but now this is how corrupt our law has become. The corrupt officials within that work within the system, legal system, have corrupted the meaning and understanding of the law. Okay, and you can argue with me all you want. Of course, a judge is going to argue against what I'm saying. Of course, Judge, as an example, Judge Roars is doing everything he can to take off from the fact that he violated my rights by not giving me proper due process, which would have proved in my case that no one was harmed and that they had no right to throw me in jail, and I shouldn't have been charged. But then they treated me as I was guilty from the start, and I was not innocent until proven guilty. And to this point, they're treating me and they're making it worse and worse. So here I am now, over a month at rock bottom, right? I'm at like 5 weeks, I suppose, right? Going on 5 weeks. Rock bottom. Nothing. I'm wearing the same clothes, and once in a while I change a shirt. Once I'm able to change a shirt, it's real bad. And I'm not throwing that stuff out there for people to just feel sorry for me. I made a promise when I started these videos that I was going to see this through, and if they wanted me to take rock bottom, I'm going to take rock bottom, and but I'm not going to give up. And in that case, I'm going to show you guys how they do what they do. So things are really bad, and I can't begin to make you understand it. For how can I make imagine, take a look sitting in your house right now. Take a look around everything in your house and just imagine for a minute that somebody just takes that away from you and tells you you can't have it. And they do it by force with guns. How are you going to feel about that? Okay? And then go out to your garage and take a look, everything in there. Maybe you got a motorcycle in there. Maybe you got $50,000 worth of your career's tools in there. And, and maybe you have a project vehicle in your garage. Maybe you have out on your back porch, whatever. Go to your laundry right now. Take a look at even your dirty clothes basket, even the clothes you're not concerned about right now. Go take a look at that and ask yourself, what do you do if somebody takes all of that away from you? All of that away from you. Go take a look at your shower right now. Take a walk outside in the sunlight. And take a moment of silence. Don't be bothered by nothing, and take a walk right now outside. And maybe it's not sunlight by the time you're watching this. But right now it's so, God's glory is through this weather right here. Right now, like I talk about my motorcycle, I can't tell you how depressed I am. This is 2 years now I haven't been able to ride, and my motorcycle now that I need to get a little bit of work done to get it back running is now stolen from me, robbed from me. And I can't tell you just how much better I would feel right now just being able to take a cruise out here in this nice day, and I'm hearing these bikes go by, and it's so depressing. But anyway, so take a walk for a minute outside and take it all into silence, not all the garbage going around you, and just that's nice, right? Now take a walk back inside your house and look at all your belongings. Some of them you could do without. Some of them really are no big deal. But go take a look at your stove and think about what you do to cook your meals on there, and how much you appreciate those meals. Because take a look in your refrigerator. It's working, and maybe you don't even got much in there, but you do, it's doing its job, and you're thankful that, you got cold drinks in there, and you're able to store some food in there, and go take a look at your shower, and take a minute where you're standing out in the sun, and now imagine you were working all day and whatever it is, but take a look at that shower and tell me how much you appreciate it. And then take yourself away from all of that stuff for a month. Take yourself away from all of that stuff for 1 week. All of that stuff where you don't know, your shower's not guaranteed, your running water's not guaranteed, your electricity's not guaranteed, your food, your stove, all of that's not guaranteed. Whatever the things you're taking for granted right now, and then somebody takes it away, and tell me how you're going to feel about it. And that's what they've done to me by force, right? And that's, like I say, I'm I'm not trying to make people feel sorry. I'm trying to help people understand what they are doing, what these sick bastards are doing, and I bring it to their attention, and they ignore me. And and the videos are out there how they are being. The proof is the video proves they forced me off my property and wouldn't give me my property. Meantime, they unlawfully searched my stuff. They refused to give me my property back. Okay, they refused to do anything. And, you know, and this is what it's like. You know, here I am with these glasses right here, right? So, these are not the ones I normally wear, even though these look like cop glasses too. So that's what I want, you know. If people ask what I need or whatever, send me a pair of authentic cop glasses. These are, I'm gonna tell you, I have situations going on. It's like, I don't know, I'm trying to read it but suddenly, within the past 2 days, 3 days, I met 3 homeless people. The guy I helped on video, turns out he was homeless, right? Then bumped into some dude that was walking the other day, bumped into him, and turns out he's homeless. And then bumped into some woman the other day, found out where all these people are camping or whatever, and found out that most of them's homeless. And I'm not going to disclose where that is or whatever. I checked it out for a minute, and then you know, I thought maybe doing a video on that. I don't know, because obviously these people aren't, because the ones you talk to, 3 different people, and they're pretending they're not homeless. But then you get to the point and then find out they are. Well, I'm not pretending it. They created this for me. Now each one of those persons has different issues. Found, you know, one of them was appears to be meth, whatever, right? And the other, but at the heart of these, actually I talked to 4 people, but the 3 are that I just met out of the blue, right? That I would have never thought was homeless, right? And it all turns out that at some point the law was affecting their life before they ended up homeless. And my issue is, I'm not addicted to nothing. What only thing that got me here was I chose to stand up for my rights. And yeah, I could have just took it, and then my rights would have been violated, but I could have took it and moved on. And that's, even though, and it still would have messed my life up a little bit, but not as bad as it is now. Well, screw it. I have a right not to have them rights violated. And so yeah, these cop glasses, right? I bought these at the Dollar Tree. It's now, I call it $1.25 Tree, to replace my sunglasses, because I did a good deed for one of these homeless people. Gave them a ride down to where their person was, where they was gonna stay with a friend of theirs or something, and because they walked too far, this old guy actually turned out, I used to be a supervisor once upon a time. Sorry about that. Man and his wife are the runners. I don't know. That must live around here anyway. They do their exercise and running through here or whatever for training or whatever. And the guy always gives whiskey a treat when he runs by, and then talks whiskey for a minute. It's cool. But anyway. Oh yeah, the cop glasses, right? So, $1.25 Tree, right? These were from the $1.25 store. Cheap ass things, but I was gave one of those a dude that I gave him a ride through town because he walked so far or whatever. I don't know what the story was there, but sure, I'll give you a ride. And I happened to have my sunglasses sitting on the roof, and didn't realize it, and took off, and I jumped out. I didn't know what it was, and it wasn't until I got down the road, was trying to find my sunglasses because of the sun, you know, and went to throw them on, and they were gone. By the time I got back here, they were smashed all over the road. I'm gonna try to fix them, because these are a little nicer actually than these junkers, but they're ruined, you know. These were nice. They was but they had sentimental value, so I'm gonna hold on to them, because where they came from, they had sentimental value, right? But now here I am with these cheap things. So if anybody has access to authentic cop glasses, send them on in. I'll take that as a donation or whatever. Whatever. I prefer my ones that I had writing, and those are my writing. What I called my writing. They were my favorite sunglasses. Those broke one day, so and then I ended up these other ones I kept mostly for the sentimental value, and then but they was the only ones I had left. Or so I started wearing them, and then somebody ran right over them. Don't people pay attention? You know? Anyways, I don't know if I made good enough points. I just wanted to jump on here, say a few things. There's a couple things I want to talk about, but I'll save that for another video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thanks to all my subscribers, commenters, stuff, all that stuff. I appreciate it more than you know. And hopefully I can start doing more videos where I'm not talking only about my stuff, but you know, I'm pointing out I'm not trying to get everybody to feel sorry for me. It is a shitty situation. It's ridiculous. It's awful. And you know, it's not lost on me that there's a lot of people that would have never made it this far. And so keep the prayers coming too. And I appreciate you guys sticking out with me. Hopefully the better content, I keep saying it, but you know, they're making it harder and harder on me. I can't even get my I went and priced turns out Walmart sells a MacBook Pro charger. I ain't got no money right now anyway, so I went to just curious what it costs. You're talking about $80 or more to replace my MacBook Pro charger, and right now I'm using it on a it takes all day to charge it. I think I maybe already talked about that, but it's just ridiculous. So it's hard for me to do good editing right now, and much more than me sitting here talking. But sometimes you'll notice at the bottom of the screen the things that pop up, like, you know, it's a little thing showing the hand, showing it subscribe, like, you know, usually that pops up if I'm making sometimes just because it's somewhere in the middle of the video, but a lot of times I'll put that in there if I'm making a certain point that's valid, and because I don't got all the stuff to make it really stand out, I'll put that on there. So it's like, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Here I am making a point that's valid. You know, none of my stuff's the sovereign citizen movement, and what I share with you is truth, and that's I'm on the thing for truth and the facts and all the stuff that America censors. You know what I'm saying? See ya. Thanks.